Hey everyone, welcome. This is a slow, gentle, deep flow. One that I crave when my back really hurts or when I know I want to move, I know I need to move, but my focus and my mind and my heart and my body is just needs something a little more gentle, a little slower, a little more delicate. So welcome. Let's begin on our backs. Get comfortable on your back in any shape and just take a few moments to breathe. Feel free to wiggle around if that's what your body needs to find the shape. Be patient in your arrival today in class. Notice the connections that your body has onto your props, your mat, the floor. Become aware of any sounds in your space or outside of your space. And feel your breath start to settle into a rhythm. The rhythm does not have to be smooth and consistent, but just notice what it is. It's all right if one breath is shorter or longer than the other, or they're really inconsistent from one cycle to the next. In today's class, we are not trying to force change in any place or time. We're rather just accepting as we are. Accepting how we feel, whether it's a physical body ache or a mental heaviness, busyness. And in the act of accepting, we naturally start to surrender. When we can surrender, there's less resistance and tension. On your next inhale, take a full body stretch. Reach your arms up over your head. You can clasp your hands or stretch them out to the sides. And just wiggle around here. Reach for one wrist over your head. Let's start with the right wrist. So reach for your right wrist over your head and gently lengthen your body up and over to the left. Now take your right ankle and cross it over your left ankle. Making a shape kind of like a crescent moon here. You can deepen it by physically picking up your hands, picking up your legs, bringing them closer to the left side of your space. And now send your awareness to your rib cage, specifically on the right side. Imagine an accordion or fish gills. Just seeing if we can embody a little bit more space and awareness there. Finish and exhale, come through center and switch it out. As you bring awareness to the left rib cage now, see if you can find a holistic, three-dimensional awareness. So not just the front, but the sides and the backs. Finish that exhale, come to center. Now gather your knees into your chest. Take a few moments here. My body always craves movement in this shape, so just notice if you feel a pull to move, feel like moving, or if stillness feels really good. And when I say good, that's a very general term. Good or whatever other experience that you're having is totally acceptable here. Good for me kind of feels like I want to stay in that place a little bit longer. Maybe it's not always pleasurable, but my body is craving a little more time there. My body leans in a little bit more. Let's open our knees and thighs wider. Modified happy baby is what this one's called. As you fold deeply in the hip joints, I want you to really reach the ball part of your femur bone, the ball and socket. Roll it back towards the back of your pelvis. And by rolling it and embodying the back part of your joint, we get a little more depth here, and we avoid having a bone-on-bone connection with that femur bone in our pelvis. Let your left leg go long on your mat. Give that right thigh a nice hug in any direction. And let's twist. Supine twist, knee over to the right. Feel free to grab a prop to support your knee so it doesn't go too deep. And then breathe. Gaze up to the ceiling or a little bit over to the right. Inhale, take it back through center and switch sides. And supine twist over to the right. Inhale, come through center. Place your feet onto your mat so your knees are pointed up to the sky. Arms can be wherever. We're gonna roll through our pelvis to get up to our bridge pose. So first, slightly lengthen your low back and lift your tailbone up to the sky. Feel the obliques turn on and shorten, and then roll the rest of your pelvis up to the sky. So a dynamic bridge right now. We'll get up to our top, breathe in, then exhale, start at your sternum, and slowly roll down, just like a chain that you might wear around your neck. And then repeat. Use the obliques to slightly curl the tailbone up and sequentially feel that roll up to your mid-spine. Get to the top, breathe in, feel length, and exhale, roll down. About 3 to 4 more in your own time. On this next one, let's hold up. Hold and breathe. So your main supporter here is your glutes. Feel back, reach, and make sure they're on. Hamstrings will also support you here, but they are greedy. They might take over, and if they do, just reset, come back in. I want you to imagine the shape of an arrow here. So your legs are the stick of the arrow, and then the head of the arrow is coming into your back. So the point of the arrow is going to go right between your shoulder blades. This pointed direction, that's going to widen in your back, access all of your big, strong back muscles. Next exhale, go ahead and roll yourself down. Now this bridge, we're going to not roll through our hips and spine. We're just going to lift straight up and down. Great tactile cue to support this is hands at your hips. So you're not rolling into it, you're just lifting and lowering. Let's go for about 10. About 3, 2, 1, hold. Little lower and lift. And release. Let's lengthen our legs out long. Take your arms up overhead. Keep your rib cage together, so think rib cage principle here. We'll inhale, arms and head start to roll. Exhale, roll up. Nice big stretch over your legs. Feel free to bend them, but you're gonna stay rounded over your legs, rounded in your spine, and roll back. I want you to imagine that you're coloring a rainbow with your spine. So every vertebra, every bony landmark on your spine is a different color of the rainbow. And you're going to very intentionally draw the Roy G. Biv over and over again. Try not to miss a single one of those colors in your rainbow. Now keep going with that. I want us to do this for a minute or so. I'm going to show you 2 other variations that I like to do when I can't access the full articulation. So you may do just the top part. And another variation is just the bottom part. Full breath in, full breath out. And remember that your head is an extension of your spine. So be really mindful as you place and position your spine, your neck. So you don't want to be too chin into chesty. You don't want to be too lifted with your chin. About 2 more. I like to imagine I'm just massaging and lengthening out my vertebra here. Sometimes that outlook helps instead of thinking of, oh, I'm doing sit-ups or crunches. Good, now stay up. Sometimes the roll up, roll down to pull off your pants, so make adjustments there if you need. We're just gonna sit tall, move your flesh out to the side. You can also sit on a blanket, you can sit on blocks here. First, in a really tall spine. And exhale, you're going to waver your spine forward. Drop chin into chest and lengthen it up. Kind of like a cat-cow, but continuously moving and snaking through your spine. And the legs, they just follow along. They can do whatever. They can be, bent, turned out, straight. Now this time, as we roll up, let's take a fold. Hinging at your hips, aiming towards a nice neutral spine, so not flexed forward quite yet. And breathe. Think about reaching your tailbone back without arching your low back here. Add some swaying or some pulsing if that feels like what your body wants. And take one more breath in here. And then exhale, round it forward. Great place for more blocks. Rest your head or your chest or your arms on something. And here, I want you to be actively rounding. So this isn't a restorative or yin class where we're surrendering our entire body weight forward. I want you to stay firm and supported in your core. So a great cue or visualization for that is think about reaching your ribs up towards the sky. So there's a gentle, slight lift there. And now hold that as you deepen and breathe. Two more breaths. And slowly roll up. Place your blocks to the side. And we're gonna come to a seat, so you can be crisscross here. Actually, I'm gonna stay crisscross. You can be crisscross or you can be on your knees, sitting on blocks. Cat-cow in a seat. Inhale, go ahead and reach your head, chest forward and your head up and back. And exhale, round. Like you're moving through molasses here. Inhale, open and lift. Collarbones wide. Exhale. Now let's make some circles. We'll inhale, go forward. Pick a side, over to the side, and back. Like you're sort of massaging and scraping the insides of, say you're in a can. Trying to caress each edge of that can. Other side. Good. Come through center and come to all fours for child's pose. Knees will open as wide as you like today, and then stretch your arms, your chest forward, and breathe. Take your arms up and over to the right side of your space. and to the left side of your space. Come through center and back up to all fours. Align your knees so they're right under your hips. Feels comfortable and supported there. And then same deal for your arms. Place them intentionally so you feel supported. Let's do some more cat-cow. Inhale as you extend your spine and open the front body. Exhale as you round your spine and open the back body. And keep flowing. Notice all the other ways that your spine can move. So often during these big spinal articulations, they can cause some pain afterwards. They can cause us to maybe move a little bit too far out of our comfortable mobility. So I really want you to move with intention, move like you're moving through molasses. So as you're going into your cat, you're rounding, you feel the support from the core, you're lifting your ribs to the ceiling. And then as you go into extension, you're lengthening your core without sinking and dropping. Think about scrubbing your palms back, get your glutes on, your pelvic floor on. It's so much more intentional, so much more supported. Let's thread the needle now. So ground into your left palm. Inhale, reach the right arm up and wiggle around if you need. Shift the hips. And then thread the needle over to the left. So come on down to the back of the arm. Now here in your pelvis, just notice where it's at. I like to imagine a pointer, kind of, or a thing on the back of kayaks. I'm forgetting what it's called, but it steers you. So imagine your tailbone as that steers the kayak, and try to steer straight. So point that thing right towards the back rather than over to the right or to the left. A rudder. There we go. Ground down into the left palm for support and then unwind. And switch sides. And thread the needle to the right. Ground into the right palm and come on up. Tabletop here. Go ahead and reach your left foot back, keeping your left hips, the whole left side of your body actually square to the ground. So not opening up or not turning in. And go ahead and lift your leg up if that feels good. Now as you lift your leg up, just notice what happened into your low abdominals. So make sure that we didn't arch like a lovely cow pose and that we're staying in our strong neutral spine. And then if this feels good, supported, you want to try another layer. Reach your right fingers forward and maybe up. Static holds. Give your body time to find the shape. Keep refiring, rebreathing into your low abdominals. So it's going to be your pelvic floor, drawing in and up towards your head. And your TA, that beautiful saran wrap muscle that just gently wraps around your entire center. Take an inhale. And then exhale, optional grab. So you'll reach back. Maybe we can just reach for our thigh. Maybe we can grab the foot. And here, I want you to be careful not to sink or to collapse anywhere. Just breathing as we gently open up the chest and the left thigh. So you can add a little bit of a kick here. Slowly release. Go ahead and lean back, roll out your wrist. And come on in, other side. So notice how we build this in layers. And so we don't rush all of these beautiful parts that set us up. So if you did the bind on the other side, that means that we didn't lose any of this setup. So we want to stabilize and hold, find our safe position, and then we want to deepen. Binding if and only if we feel like we can support that. Slowly release and lean back, roll your wrists. Good. Coming back to all fours, and if your wrists are getting a little cranky here, you always have your forearms, or love this little ramp for your palms so that there's a little less pressure on the wrist. And do a little booty work. So take that imaginary cup of water right on your low back and your, oh, there's a bug. And your mid back. Good girl, Violet. There's a moth. You're gonna stabilize on the whole left side of your body. So lots of obliques, lots of glutes. Let's hope this doesn't become a distraction. And lift up your right leg, straight back and down, and up and down, up, squeeze the glute, down. So if you can see me, I'll show you what we're trying to avoid is lots of spinal movement. That is actually a different exercise, so that's great when we want to do that. But here, we're trying to stabilize the spine and just move the right leg. And let's pulse it. Thank you, Violet, for this gift. Can you please take it outside? Can you take it outside? Put you outside. Good girl. Good girl. Beauty. Working with me. All right, let's pulse that leg up. So you're feeling maybe the left oblique and the right butt cheek. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a sit back, roll it around. Let's do the other side. Supporting with your right side now, that is going to be our stabilizing side. Unlock the elbows, firm up your belly, your pelvic floor, and lift up the left leg. Up and down. Wrap that left inner thigh towards the front of your space. the right inner thigh towards the front of your space. And the right outer thigh towards the back of your space. Let's pulse. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Roll it out, shake it out. Coming into downward facing dog. Plant your palms back to your mat. Stretch your legs, your hips up and back. Take a minute or two here. If you notice your shoulders and your neck needing a little bit more space here, widen your arms. Same goes for your low back, your pelvis. You can widen your feet or bend your knees a lot. Lengthen your spine forward to high plank. Hold for one full inhale. And exhale, bend your knees, down dog. Repeat, inhale, high plank, and stay full round. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. One more, inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Slowly step all the way to your hands. Do about like 10 steps. Bend your knees a lot in forward fold and add a gentle bounce. Inhale, find a halfway lift. So here we're not trying to find a flat back. We're just trying to find our neutral spine. So it's neither extended in a back bend or folded and flexed in a round spine. So in order to start to find this, just lengthen the crown of your head forward and your tailbone back. You might need to unlock your knees a little bit to give your hips some more space. Try not to flare open in the rib cage and rather just reach your ribs slightly in towards each other. And exhale, fold. Slowly rise up, keeping your butt right over your heels as you rise up. Reach the arms up overhead, taking a big mountain pose, and then exhale, swan dive. Try not to send your hips back, keep them right over your heels. Drop the head and let's repeat. Roll up. Hips stay right over the heels. That's gonna get you some glute work. And exhale, fold. Without pushing your pelvis back. And we're going to reverse that. We're going to rise through that swan dive. And we're going to roll it down. One more. Rise up, reverse swan dive. And roll it down. And come up, last time. Making our way to our feet, widen your stance here. Your feet can be parallel. I like to turn mine out a little bit. It just feels better in my spine and hips. We're just gonna squat, gentle, gentle squats. The word squat is triggering for you, like it sometimes is for me. Just think about bending and straightening. Bend and straighten. Do whatever you want with your arms. I like to move them in this nice flow. You can also hold them on your hips. You can hold them at your heart center. You can hold them up and out. At the top, I want you to squeeze your butt without jamming your hips forward. So squeeze it and then sit down. Be easy, calm in the rest of your spine. And check in with your knees. Make sure that they're not opening too far towards your pinky toes, or they're not collapsing in towards your big toes. Stay and hold. Maybe pulse. Rise up, stand, and notice. And lastly, to close this out, we're just gonna do a spiral with the spine. So just rotate left and right. Let your hips move with you. Let your arms move with you, and your head, of course. Let it get bigger. And now try stabilizing the hips and just move the spine. Might deepen it a little bit, so if that's a little too much sensation in the spine, let the hips move with you. Now your spiral will start to slow down and get quieter, smaller. Until we become still-ish. Palms can open towards space or close towards your body, and just notice. Taking this last moment, this last deep breath, just acknowledging yourself. Becoming aware of the you post-movement. Paying homage to ourselves and those who pass down this practice to us. Blink your eyes open when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining. See you next time.